come with me as we go move the horses. So my daughter Shayla is grabbing the 2 horses. We put a small little paddock with temporary electric wire, and they stayed there for about a week, and they're out of grass already. So we got to move them back to the top of the pastures, or the top pastures. We're working with only 100% movable fencing, 2 strands of hot wire with a little solar panel, because we bought this farm and it's a not raw land, because the people prior to us did run cattle up in here, but we had it logged, and so a lot of the fencing we're gonna have to just start from scratch, clean it all up and then do it all over again. So let's go up the hill and figure out how to do this. Probably not recommended to drive a UTV up a sharp hill with one hand, but let's go get it. God has blessed us with 102 acres. About 75% of it is raw land. I mean, not raw land, what am I saying? Forestry. And this paddock right here, I made it temporarily with electric wire. I mowed the weeds down yesterday, so there's not a whole lot of grass, but there'll be enough grass for the horses to be able to nibble and have at least 2 weeks of material. Good thing is, as they nibble, it's also growing back. The bad thing about anything up here, let me turn this off real quick. You see, so it looks like there's grass. It's not very deep though. There's maybe 2 inches of grass, so there'll be, it's better than nothing. I mowed the weeds, and we have about 13 acres on this pasture on the top, and this is where the previous farmer would cut hay. I don't have hay equipment, and my hay supplier said that it's too rough of terrain to really keep cutting hay right now. So in the meanwhile, I have other priorities, so I'm not going to become, actually, let's see, this water's been sitting here for a while, so give me a second. I'm going to see if I put this phone down, you can see me. I was hoping you caught that. I almost dove head first into my water trough, but I guess I didn't press the record button. We have a hose. We have about 300 some feet of hose attached all the way up the hill. I don't know if you can tell, way down there's the red barn. So this is almost another 50-foot elevation, and you're at the top of our property, meaning elevation. The toppest section of our property is 720 feet elevation. Right now we're at about maybe 680, and then my house is at like 580 in elevation. So I wanted to show you the electric fence. We did about 20 feet in between the posts, and we have a simple Zariba solar charger. Let me walk you to it. They're happy. This is awesome. The horses have been kind of depressed because we put them in small little local paddocks because there was grass, and now they actually get to run around. All right. Good horses. Yeah. It's beautiful. I love it. Now, my dog is not welcome by the horses. All right, settle down. Settle down. Before somebody gets hurt. Trooper, go. Trooper, get out. Trooper, go. Get out. The horses are going to hurt you. A horse doesn't differentiate if it's a coyote or a wolf or a fox that has bad intentions. So they know our dog because our dog is always around us, but I don't trust the horses around the dog just because they see him as potential danger. So this is a 5 mile Zareba. Not really what we want to use for our horse paddock, but it's hot enough to make them respect the box. So it's meant for 5 miles. We use this 2-inch or 1.5-inch band on these plastic clips. I have a bottle on that. That's about 4 feet in the ground, grounding rod. And then I very jerry rig. Again, you get into farming, you realize you got to learn how to jerry rig things and make them work without spending $1,000 million. $1,000 million. How much is that? All right. Live we go. Now you want to touch it. It's not very hot, but if it gets you good and you have good contact with the ground, it'll reset your heart rate. So the horses are happy. You know, I don't know if you can see what time it is. This is the golden hour. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. And this is really the only time of the day in the summer in July that you can do chores. Now, let me show you some things. See this little plant? It's called perilla. It's bad news. Now the animals know it. They respect it. They don't eat it. But our fields are full of them, among other weeds. And again, how many battles can you start and what battles can you win and actually overcome a complete battle? Let me show you that patch right there. It's this stuff. Some of it is more green looking, some of it is more red looking. They use it in Asia in food. It smells like minty basil. But animals like cows and horses and goats, if they have nothing but perilla in their field, they will eat it. If there's an alternative, they will not touch it. But if there's nothing else, eventually the pressure will make them eat perilla. Perilla's bad news. It'll give them blisters on their mouth and breathing issues, and it's all over our property. Now, I don't know a lot about farming. I'm learning. I can eliminate this fairly quickly with 24D, which is a herbicide. I am using herbicide to a certain extent in a few locations because it's useful, but herbicide also has long-term effects. So I'm trying to be respectful of nature. Trooper here! Trooper here! Sit. Sorry, but I have to intervene before this dog gets hurt. The horses are excited, but an excited horse is an excited 2,000-pound animal. So this kind of stuff what you got to look for, the wire touching plants. Every time it touches, you lose a little bit of power because it grounds it a little bit. And if after 2 weeks you come, you'll see the plant actually turning brown because of it grounding itself. So spots like this, I just trying to make sure I move the weeds. I could come in here and weed eat. This is spiky, so I'm gonna be careful. Man, that horse is going nuts. Are they excited or are they mad? It's kind of scary having an excited 2,000-pound animal frolicking in the field. It could kill you, so, but they're excited. There's not a whole lot of grass here, but they'll have enough to eat for about 2 weeks. And there's shade, so we made this area so they can go in the woods also a section. Now, past that line, it drops so bad about 100 feet, and then there's a creek in the creek bed. So they need shade. Eventually, we're going to do perimeter fencing on all of the property, and then we're eventually going to get into cattle. But that will probably take a couple of years of fencing. If we just jerry rig it like this, then every week you have to move it. And that's what we're dealing with right now because we moved here with animals already. So we have our horses on temporary wire. We have our goats on temporary wire. I made one little paddock for the chickens that's fixed. And so they have a spot where they can roost every day without electric wire. But it's not fully predator proof either. So There's a lot of areas that are priority, but when you have 15 priorities, not a single one of them is a priority. And so you got to do one thing at a time. Right now, our number one priority all across the board on the homestead is fencing. Even if I get to fence in one acre paddock, that would be a major victory. And then you do another 1 acre paddock, and little by little you have paddocks you can rotate animals in. Right now, we don't have any paddock ready for the horses. So Tim from Harvest Hills Homestead, a little evening shenanigans with the horses. See you on the next one.